Ugh.
Here we are, beside the number 44 Dodge, Penske Racing Dodge. And King, one of the best drivers today, especially on fuel strategy. His teammate actually won the Daytona 500. So we're going to see what he thinks about it. So, King, uh, how was the feel of a Gen 4 car on this package, first off?
I honestly think that the Gen 4 car is one of the best so far. I know I missed the Gen 3 so much, but Gen 4 is actually really beyond my expectation.
Yeah, a lot of people are missing the Gen 3.
King! King!
Um,
King!
how'd you feel
King,
that last
something.
restart there, with your chances and how good he done? Uh,
I mean, I led at least 45% of the race today. Had a great pit strategy. It's just that last restart, I was trying to toy with Fords, like to get him to choke to make him feel pressure, but then eventually this stuff happens, and it's just racing. Racing is racing. Just try the best you can and hope for the best. But I'm happy with that. Milk won the race, so I'll take third or second or whatever I got.
yeah. How do you feel? How do you feel going into the next races, knowing that there's going to be some different packages? They're going to be slightly faster, and at the Homestead Miami Oval and Texas Motor Speedway, they're going to have some bigger runs and slightly bit looser cars. So how do you feel about the cars going on throughout the season?
Well, I'm really looking forward to the road courses this season. Of course, that's the type of my car. I'm probably going to do well because, yeah, I have plenty of experience between IndyCar, NASCAR, Formula One, endurance racing. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do road course. But when it comes to tracks like Texas and Homestead, Texas is honestly one of my best tracks. So is Homestead, and also looked on the when I saw, the schedule. I saw the Homestead Road, which I was actually pretty excited about because I actually had experience on that track during the endurance race. So honestly, I think my chances of being in the Champ Four again this season are actually really well.
Yeah, we definitely have some different drivers this year. We got some drama already through just about a 2 hour race. Um, Great race out here today by everyone. Great pit strategies, great package, really good moments, and memories are cherished from the season 4 500. Um, that will break Bear Motorsports' 2 time streak of winning the Daytona 500 in a row. But you can't expect anything different. Yeah, 3 road courses we have on the schedule is I want to ask you about them. What do you think Watkins Glen's going to be like?
It all depends on the setups and package. So, but honestly, of course, turn one at the Watkins Glen is usually chaos, so that's no surprise. But I'm pretty good at the bus stop and through the S's and the carousel. So as long as the drivers can practice, get enough practice, and get a lot of experience with the track, I think it should go well.
What do you think about Circuit of the Americas? Tight turn, longer track.
Let's go. Got 100.
Out of all my experience racing at COTA, F1 cars, Indy cars, NASCAR, endurance racing, this is probably the best COTA model I've seen. Not even gonna lie, that's probably the best model. I think most F1 leagues should probably use that model because it's so accurate. But it just all depends because NASCAR. I'm gonna be honest, it's not exactly built for road courses because they're just a little too wide and more unorthodox when it comes to road courses compared to other cars. But it's interesting because COTA is a track that requires a lot of skill, a lot of patience. Like that triple right hander over there by the tower, that requires a lot of patience, and you have to be careful by how you drive on the throttle.
Yeah. Now the last road course, which is actually going to have a test coming out tonight. It's going to have several cars. It's going to have the Homestead Oval test, which is going to be 800 horsepower, just with a slightly different downforce package, to provide bigger runs than normal. And beside those cars, there's going to be a Roval package, so you could see a couple cars running the Roval and maybe a couple running the Oval in testing. So, how do you
Most
feel
likely.
about that?
I'm really excited for the Roval because looking at the layout is really simple, but it's also a bit tricky because I'm probably might be one of the only few people that might test the Roval. Yeah, but
Sucks.
I'm excited for it
Yeah, I
as
think
I know that the Roval was going to be later in the schedule, but I'm still looking forward to it.
I think the Homestead Miami Roval is going to be a pretty good race. I think it's going to be maybe some tight to slightly separated racing. I think it's going to be good. I think the transition on the Oval is going to cause some kind of, unlike the Charlotte Roval, I think it's going to cause some more kind of half oval race and half road course racing, because I think the fast speed you can get off onto the oval, like halfway down the backstretch, you can just get a great run off the corner and then just maybe even push from there. So I
Yes,
think it's going to be
because
a
the
great
most
race.
important things about tracks like Coda and Sonoma, I know we don't have Sonoma, but and the Roval, you want to focus more on corner entry and corner exit because the corner exit can prove big dividends down the straights and the kinks. And, yeah, and if you can get a good exit and get into the draft, you can easily just pull past somebody.
Yeah. Well, you did really good today. Good on this package. Definitely a long race. Probably the second longest race of the season. We do have the longest race will be the D1 Championship, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. It'll probably be about as long as this, to a little bit longer.
Longer in time or longer in laps?
Longer, well, both really, probably both. Um, yeah.
All you can hear is Supreme typing.
The next
Yeah, I'm sorry.
thing is, what are your top three? Not don't make them all road courses, but what are your top three most forward or most looking forward to tracks on the schedule so far? Or well, since the schedule's official.
Well, looking at the schedule, I'm really looking forward to Watkins Glen, of course, but I'm also looking forward to tracks like. Let me look at the schedule. Let's see. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Watkins Glen, which don't come until later in the season, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to Texas. That's one of my good tracks,
Yeah, that's the All Star race for the second season
and
already.
Elwood.
Yeah.
I run well at Elwood. So
My top three, I would say, is probably number three, Elwood, because it's going to be a different package. It's not going to be like the Super Speedway package. It's actually going to be a bigger run. Maybe it may be a bigger run. 200-mile-an-hour track like Auto Club and Texas will be. And number two, I'm going to put North Wilkesboro. It's going to be a good track, and then probably Rockingham.
yeah, classic track, North Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
NASCAR in the 60s and early 70s. And I'm looking forward to Chicagoland also, and knowing the battles I've had with Fords, that there are plenty of times in
Oh,
the
yeah.
and
That's actually the
Yeah.
reason that we ended up adding roof flaps to the D2 cars, because of your famous Chicagoland wreck at the line, where you got slammed and flipped over. That was probably the hardest hit we've seen in D2 history. That was really bad.
It's the hardest in my felt in a long time.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's it from
But
here
it's
from
the speaker.
Daytona. Got a couple interviews. One's long, one's about half the length. This was the Season 4 Daytona 500, and I will see you guys next time.